story's even better than I thought.
It's finally here. After years of hard work and dedication, Cyberpunk has released to high mediocre praise. It's definitely not the outstanding masterpiece that people were expecting, but it's certainly a piece of something. Everybody's been talking about it. Everybody wants to push the blame onto somebody else for what happened. I'm a part of the fun middle ground that managed to comfortably run the game and thought it was an okay experience. Those that haven't had an okay time are taking names and looking for answers. This came down to 4 groups. The management, for forcing the developers to work crunch and release an unfinished product on an unrealistic schedule. The developers, for not being able to deliver an ambitious, refreshing experience after 7 years of development. The investors, for putting pressure on CDPR for the constant delays potentially affecting their returns. And the consumers, for overhyping themselves and being dirty, disgusting last-gen peasants who couldn't afford the next-gen 30 series 5X experience on eBay. I'm just happy I got a 2060 before they went out of stock. A lot of people I talked to that were hyped for Cyberpunk didn't know much, if anything, about CDPR or their work. The only thing everybody had to go off of directly was what CDPR were willing to showcase in the deep dive and Nightwire videos, showing off a game with massive potential and variety in gameplay and story. What we got was a gutted and buggy benchmarking program. The month before Cyberpunk launched, I ran through Witcher 3 so I had an idea of what to expect. I got an outstanding, amazing experience in a story-rich world that managed to keep me invested throughout the entire game. Everything that Witcher 2 did better than Witcher 1, 3 did better than 2. The one constant in every game made by CD Projekt Red is a buggy release. I never ran into anything game-breaking throughout Witcher 1, 2, or 3. Majority of issues I had were purely visual, with some odd jank every once in a while. So that was my baseline. That's what I was expecting from the beginning, and that's pretty much what I got.
You a corpo? Tell me, or I shoot.
I'm not trying to say the common consumer is stupid for not doing their research. It's completely reasonable to expect a game to, at the very least, run at launch. Another thing that should be reasonable to expect is what we've been shown and been told to be present in the final product.
We've greatly enhanced our crowd and community systems to create the most believable city in any open-world game to date.
Don't look at me like that! Call the cops!
Oh, you want to talk about the cops, huh? They just kind of pop in.
Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat.
Yeah, combat's okay.
Story-changing player choices.
This is the only decision that mattered the entire fucking game.
Might have learned a little something from you too.
I'm glad I picked this ending with you, Johnny.
Is it time?
Yeah, I'm ready to quit.
Welcome to the next generation of open-world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
I've gone back to read old articles and rewatch old videos since Cyberpunk was first announced. And yeah, there's about a half-promised game here. CD Projekt Red was an adored studio, producing such great titles as The Witcher, The Witcher 2, The Witcher 3. For a company that's managed to improve with every game made, Cyberpunk is lacking in nearly every place it was expected to excel. People want to make the argument that it's only been in active development since roughly 2016, and to that I say, blow it out your ass. The first teaser was shown in 2012. Actually, David, they first teased it in 2013. They talked to Will Wheaton about it in 2012. So CDPR had already teased the game, and had been engaging in interviews about the game on and off until they went quiet around 2015. Sure, Cyberpunk wasn't in full development until after Witcher 3 was finished, but there was a small team dedicated to Cyberpunk as far back as 2013, even if it was just for pre-production. For all I know, they spent the first 4 years purely on art, because the game is beautiful. Day and night, Night City is beautiful, with no life to it. I want to avoid spoilers if you haven't managed to finish or play the game yet. It's just weird coming back to all these old trailers and teasers and realizing that most of what was shown was either cut down, cut out, completely changed, or exaggerated. Now I'm gonna do what's called a 180 pro gamer move. Sometimes things get cut for design, and sometimes things get cut for time. I think Cyberpunk deserved more time, but sometimes the developers don't have a say on when a game is released or when it's delayed. They don't have absolute say in the world or its mechanics. The developers also don't have a say in how early a game is teased or what's talked about, what's expected or promised. With a team of around 500 people, this is a job of management. The executives, designers, and producers. PR, advertising, and social presence is the most important part of any product you want to push, besides actually developing the product. Like I said, CDPR was a respected company, believed to be one of the last bastions of the gaming industry. So when it came out that content was going to be cut to make deadlines, CDPR asked for the players to trust them, and most probably did. They had gone gold, but delayed the game to polish it more. After every teaser and trailer, CDPR managed to drum up massive hype from the notion that Cyberpunk would be a truly next-gen experience that wouldn't only be beautiful, but its gameplay would be deep and refreshing. CDPR denounced crunch culture, and then put their employees through months of crunch to polish the game even more. They refused review copies on everything besides PC, and just so happened to avoid showing off any gameplay on last-gen consoles, but still said it would be optimized for PS4, Xbox One, PC, next-gen, Stadia. So when Cyberpunk finally released in a broken state, specifically on last-gen, where the majority of players were, people were pretty pissed and felt cheated by a company that was praised less than a month ago. So far we've received a few patches, Sony has pulled Cyberpunk from their store, and the community has continued to yell at each other about whose fault it is. But the consumers aren't the only people pissed about the bungled launch. CDPR developers have openly criticized the company for the release, and it's not the first time current and ex-devs have talked about the issues with CDPR's practices and work culture. It's clear that CD Projekt Red made a mistake, and it's going to cost them. And since they're a public company, it's going to cost their investors too.
Okay, that final sentence I think is the key one. I don't necessarily expect next-gen performance on last-gen, but I want to be able to play through the game. Thank you very much.
You will be able to. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't even want to talk about the investors that much, because everybody cared fuck all about them until after release. Then people wanted to blame them for the game's early launch. Buy low, sell high. I hear you might get a good deal on CDPR stock right now. I don't know. And I honestly don't care. It seems like everybody wants to point fingers, and at this point I genuinely don't give a fuck about who's directly accountable for it. I trust you to make up your own mind. I've made up mine. Cyberpunk 2077 is okay. It's not great, and it's nothing special. There's a million ways Cyberpunk could have released in a polished, complete state to critical success, but instead, after years of development, Cyberpunk released as a generic open-world shooter, with some RPG bits. Life paths are meaningless, choices are meaningless, and the story feels oddly linear. The majority of the side content consists of, kill these people, alright now read this conversation, congratulations, do it 100 times. Or, kill this cyber psycho, now find that conversation that explains why they're a cyber psycho. Congratulations, do it some more times. That's not including the gig quests that are the same idea with an extra objective in between. I really wish there was more to Cyberpunk. Because if there was, I wouldn't be making this video yet. I would still be playing the game. I really want to love it, because the actual content that's left seems like it could make an awesome game. But after 60 hours, I was done. Most of my time was spent running around trying to break the game, because it was honestly the most fun I had. I'd say about the first 10 or 20 hours was good. And then I passed the honeymoon phase. I'm still rooting for CD Projekt Red. I really hope they can save face and fix their game. It sounds like they have a lot to deal with, so I'm assuming they're gonna delay the free content updates. I won't tell you to buy the game or not buy the game, because, honestly, I assume you can make up your own mind. I bought it at launch, and look at where I'm at. I still managed to enjoy Cyberpunk. I just wish the world was as vibrant and expansive and detailed as they talked about. Other than that, that's really all I have to say about it. If you're still here, thanks for watching. And if you're one of my new subscribers, thanks for 100 subs. It kinda came out of nowhere. I know I don't have a massive community, but it's nice to have a little following. I promised a Discord server at 100 subs, and I am still working on that. I just don't have the slightest clue on how to make a server. If I don't have another video out before I get done making the server, I'll post it on Twitter, so follow me there if you haven't yet. Happy New Year. I hope 2021 is great for you. Thank you.